Welcome to Amazing Food and Drink. I am very excited to be here in Stock Kitchen and Bar in St George's Market in Belfast today, and I'm with Danny, the chef proprietor. So we're going to pick your brains. I'm going to be an expert chef by the end of it. So you're going to be telling me all your secret recipes. And it'd be just really good to have a really good chat to see what he's up to and what's happening here in Belfast. So Danny, would you like to introduce yourself a bit?
Yeah, I'm Danny Millar, chef proprietor here at Stock Kitchen and Bar. And it's a beautiful Victorian building just above St George's Market, and I'm blessed to have such great food on my doorstep, literally, and it makes it a joy for me to go down, be able to pick the veg and pick the fish I want to cook, and then it makes right in the menu easily because the produce is so great. Yeah,
you're very lucky, as you say, to have this on your doorstep. Yeah. And how important is it for you or for chefs to use local produce?
It's hugely important because it's a reflection of who we are. I think it's in Belfast, and the chefs has definitely come on so far in the food scene, and it's just great to represent. Say, look, we're from Belfast. It's what we have is around the island of Ireland. It's some of the best fish, seafood, I believe, in the world. Obviously, I'm biased, but I still think it's amazing, and the people that promote that and say, look, okay, you've got maybe the French think they're the best, or the Spanish, or the Italian, but I still think the Irish is the best.
And obviously you've travelled a lot, so you've seen different produce, different recipes. Would you still always have that little calling back to home?
Oh, there's don't get me wrong. There's definitely I think my roots are based in probably classical French cuisine. You know, I think it's hard to beat a good reduction of a sauce, and technique is what you need. You know, to be a good cook, you need technique. But you also need great produce, and I think, as I say, we're now at a stage where we've got great cheesemongers in Ireland, great bread producers, local organic farmers, great oysters and shellfish, and I think as well when you get a certain age, which I think I'm at now, a bit more mature, that I don't want to do too much messing around with the food. I like it to keep it very simple and let the ingredients speak for themselves, because I think it shows a bit of honesty, and I don't like too much things hiding and covering up and garnishing. And I like to say, right, you're having a piece of fish, it's quite literally a piece of fish, you know, maybe a bit of butter and lemon juice, but that's all it's going to be on it, and that's food I want to eat.
Yeah.
And when I said to take on this project here above St George's Market, I just thought there was an opportunity to do food that I wanted to eat. You know, I think sometimes you go to a restaurant, you think, oh, you know, it's not what I was looking for, it's not what I was thinking. And I think, well, I thought I would do something where people hopefully like-minded people want to eat, you know, who are proud to be from Belfast, who are really passionate about the food scene here. And I think within St George's Market, and this beautiful, beautiful building, it gives me an opportunity to showcase that.
Yeah, because as you say, you've got the whole history here as well. And what's your inspiration for your menu? Do you have, apart from the food that you like to eat, but I always find this really intriguing how chefs design or come up with their menu.
Well, it's quite easy if you walk down the market and we see what produce is on. So I'd see of a Friday each week I go down and see. They'll tell me whatever, because we are just a bit more northern hemisphere. Like our tomatoes are in season only now.
Ah.
Yeah. So for example, and broad beans are really nice. So believe it or not, like September is best for tomatoes, broad beans, artichokes, which are normally seen like if you see that in Europe, that's all very March, April, May. You see that in Italy starting to come through. But you realise we're up here with the polar bears, you know. So we're a bit cooler. So I can see it. So I know how our season is, and as you can tell, it's just September's a little bit cooler. So you start to think, oh, maybe stew's going to come in, mashed potato, butter. You're thinking that kind of hug kind of weather, so cozy, and that's how. And then I go down to whatever fish I have, and I'll say, oh, he's got this on, because like last week wasn't a great week for fish because of just the weather, and that's just the way it is. It's not like growing or having cows in the field, you know. It's actually they're going out there each week. It's a gamble. They're throwing their nets in, home for the best, and I think as a chef, we have to respect that, and then that's why I use the whole fish, make sure we can use the head, the tail, the bones, and then we obviously use up all the trim to make stock, which is what came up with the original name of the restaurant.
Ah, okay.
So I think every great kitchen, you have to have a good stock, you know, and that's what makes your sauces, your soups, purees as such. So, and it's less wastage. I'm really quite passionate about the fact that there is only so much on this planet. and I'd like to do as much locally sourcing and using up, I say, I know it's quite fashionable, well, it has been for the last 10 years, nose to tail
Yes.
cooking as such, and I love that, kind of like trotters are on the menu, I love cheek, tongue, heart, liver, kidneys, I really do, that's the kind of thing I love to eat, and I hope that people get on board with that, and because realize that there's a whole animal and it comes different cuts and they have to be used, or else what happens is if you just ban the fillet and the sirloin, then the price is maybe 20-30 quid. Where if you're eating a lower end, it's £2, £3, £4, and that's what our forefathers. That's my mum ate. That's what I grew up on.
And it is about sustainability now, isn't it? As well,
Very
it is
much.
about actually being able to, as you say, growing and looking after the environment and looking after the resources that we actually have.
And it's just good kitchen management. It's good home economics. It's showing that as opposed to killing X amount of animals, you only need to kill one, and just use all the correct parts of it. And it is like, okay, maybe the shin or the pig's feet, for example, takes 4 to 5 hours cooking. But see them little they're the best bits, because they've had that bit of love put in them again, and it's just slow cooking, and it just breaks down all that, the tendons and the muscles. And it's actually my favourite cuts. I would always go towards them cuts as opposed to the leaner cuts of fillet, sirloin, all day long.
Really, really interesting.
Yeah.
And obviously as well, we're seeing in Belfast, the hospitality sector, tourism, everything's booming. Are you seeing that as well?
Oh yeah, definitely. I think as you can see with the market today, it would be about, I think it's 70% tourism and 30% local on a Friday in particular. So it's massive, and I think to be given the opportunity to showcase. So I'm a very proud Belfast man, and when I go away to other places, I've been to loads of markets all around Europe and around the world, and I think when I go to Madrid, I want to eat Spanish food.
Yes.
If I go to Milan, I want to eat Italian food, So I think when people come to Belfast, I want to give people a taste and go, wow. I want them to go back to wherever they came from and say, you know what, I've been to Belfast and the food was cracking.
Yeah.
I had a great experience. I was looked after, and that's all we hope to do.
Yeah, and you're right, and I think it is. People come here because they want to sample traditional Irish food, traditional Irish produce, and things that they wouldn't get in other countries, and it is part of the whole experience. And hospitality sector can be challenging. What sort of challenges would you think, especially running a business, and as you say, you're the chef proprietor, so you're not just the cooking to think about.
It's making sure people get paid at the end of the day.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah, keeping the wheels on the wagon.
Yes.
It's challenging. Like I think everybody in our trade, in the hospitality industry, is feeling it. Young people aren't coming through. They're just the hours. So when I took on this project, I said that I would try and work 45 hours a week. All my staff do the same. Now, okay, I come in different days, but we close Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, so our service runs from Thursday evening to Sunday lunch. So I like to be very busy in that time, and then give guys are off then Sunday night, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, back in Thursday. So it gives it, as I say, I get the message, my legs start to feel it by the end of the night.
Yeah.
So I enjoy the break. But I think it's important to find that work-life balance.
Yeah,
I think there's been too many years I spent like 60, 70 on upwards behind a stove, and it does take its toll on the body, and I think on your relationships.
Yeah, and you're right, and I think that's what puts people off entering a career in the hospitality industry, because the long hours are, it's not an attractive proposition, is it? So being able to offer your staff and actually them to think of it as a career that they can develop and grow in, because they know that they're working, long hours, and it's a hard job, but there is a balance there.
Yeah, it's okay. It mightn't be the weekends, but like I enjoy Monday Club. Sitting having a pint of a Monday afternoon. So it's swings and roundabouts. I do it because I'm passionate and I want to be it. And if you can't come here and be inspired by what is around you, I don't think you should be in the trade. I think you should do something else. No matter what it is in life, I think you should do something that you feel passionate about.
Yeah.
Because to me, I don't know if people say, "Oh, it's a job." Well, it's not a job. It's something that I love to be here. To see people walking out of a restaurant smiling. Okay, it's not going to be all the time. There will be time there's going to be upset customers. That's just the laws of averages. But I try my best to keep people a warm welcome and a full belly,
Yeah.
you know, and that's what we should do. We're like innkeepers, I like to say, is that. So come on in out of the cold there, put your feet up, and let's get some food into you, you know, and not more than that. People sometimes think chefs are all a wee bit full of themselves, and they are. A lot of them are, and it shouldn't be. I find it very real. Listen, to be down there with people who you go out and see the farmers, see the fishermen, see where actual produce comes from. That's what I find more inspiring.
Yeah, and you're right, and it all boils down to that idea of customer service, but I think it's more than that. I think it's exactly what you say. It's customer experience rather than customer service.
Yeah. People are on holiday, or tourists are here, or even locals. You know, they want to not just in for just a bite to eat. They want to feel like, they want to do something that's feeling, you've been nerved, because it's more than just the food. You know, it's the ambience of the room, it's temperature of the room. It's a crack. Is the barman doing right? You know, it's that engagement of people as soon as they come up the stairs, that warm welcome. And I think Irish hospitality is some of the best in the world.
Yeah, no, it definitely is. And here's a question for you. What's your favourite recipe? Really cliche. I went down the cliche route for this one.
Well, what do I say? The bouillabaisse, you know, it's French, or me talking about
the Irish.
The Irish. But I still love that Provençal kind of flavours of fennel, rosemary, garlic, lemon, citrus that goes into a classic bouillabaisse. And I'll always have a version of it on the menu, because I roast off all the fish heads and all the tails and the claws from the crab. We crack all the shells. We keep it all together. We get beautiful stock from it. Then it's flavoured with tomatoes, star anise, fennel, garlic, a bit of Pernod, rosemary, and brought down. And it goes great with anything. And then we just throw it with whatever fish we have. We do like a seafood casserole. So we saute it off and then just deglaze it with that and cook it. And
beautiful! Sounds amazing.
It's really something simple, but I think a great fish soup is probably one of my favourite things to eat.
And obviously you're running a bar here as well, so how important is that sort of drink and food balance as well?
Well, I think it's one of the things. I think of Ireland, you always think of drink.
Yeah.
I'm not saying we're all alcoholics, but it's definitely it's part of our soul, part of our culture, part of our social life. So when people come to Ireland, I think we should give them a great pint of stout, great Irish coffee. Some of the best whiskies in the world, without a doubt, are Irish, and I think as well cocktails a lot more fashionable. So you need a wee bit of that, which is good, because it's anything that engages the customer to talk to our staff, I think helps, because it gives them more of an experience.
Yeah.
They're saying, they feel like, yes, can we have this with that or that with that? I like people to mix things up a wee bit, you know, and say what their favourite drink is, and yeah, it does. It is a different thing running a bar to run the restaurant. They're nearly two different entities, but I think because it's above the market, so it gives us that chance of saying, look, we do cocktails that are flavoured with like rhubarb's in season now, so we got rhubarb, beanies on, and stuff that's, as if by magic you hear one being shaken in the background, as if that was time. So I think as well, nights, because it's a bit darker than the Northern Hemisphere, which we are, I think we kind of cuddle around that idea of a fire and a pint. I'm a romantic, you know, that's my thing. Like, you know, I could sit there all night. I love it. Parts of like west of Ireland, or down Kerry, down Dingle, or the Glens Antrim, you know, I kind of feel a wee snug.
Yeah.
A bit of fiddle, a bit of traditional music on. You know, where else do you want to be in the world?
Yeah, no, absolutely amazing. And back to your, I'm thinking main courses, desserts, starters. What would you be if you had to choose a starter, a main course, or a dessert? What would you choose? I'm a dessert person, definitely.
It probably would. I've got quite a sweet tooth as well. So, but I love cheese. We've currently got a young buck cheese fella from Newton Ards. It's a blue veined raw cheese, and it's sensational. And we serve that with toasted fruit soda, which is another very Belfast thing.
Yeah.
And I've got some Armagh cider and raisins, which bring down like a wee syrup. And I love a bit of salty and sweet. So I also love like things like salt caramel. You know, it goes really well together. That would probably be cheese, but I'd like to stick a bit of fish in it as well. And I do, like I say, a bit of stew. Yeah. I've got to be honest, you know. My mum used to make this beef shin soup. It was always on for about 3 days on the pot. And that there is hard to think, what's my favourite, you know, because I think there's just so many. I think in Ireland as well, I love a good crumble.
Yeah, oh, so do I have to say,
Yeah.
apple crumble. And do you think your love of cooking came from, you've talked a lot about your mum's cooking, do you think
Yeah.
it came from that?
No, my mum would have been a great cook at all.
No!
No, but
Well, don't worry, we're not sure that we'll have to edit this out.
There was 8 of us, and she was no money in the house. There was freaking on the dole, so it was a wee bit tight. So it was like one banana would have done one loaf, or one packet of potato would have done one loaf.
Yeah.
That was her. She was economics like. Or you always got beans, spaghetti hoops. It was just spread across the plate, so we're stuffing on it. And but in fairness, she always had to make soup, and always Halloween. There's always apple pies in the house. And yeah, I think the whole what got me into food is when I started making myself, and that people compliments were shy in our house. So anytime you brought someone home and said, "Oh, biscuit, oh, Danny made that," oh, that's lovely, and really enjoyed it. So I think it was that, and that sense of giving. It's not that I'm eating of it. It is the sharing of food with somebody you care about or love is a beautiful thing.
Yeah.
I know that sounds like an awful one, but I mean that it is because you're creating it, and if you went out and sourced the ingredients as well, and it's nearly magical.
Yeah.
Because you're turning something into something else to give to somebody. It's part of you.
Yeah, which is a really nice
Yeah.
thought process
Yeah,
around it.
it
As you
is.
say, you've got chefs that are all about the flavours and the focus on how flavours match. But as you say, you're very much about the experience, which is really, really interesting as well.
And that there, say, leaves and wee garnishes and all, I think they're all neither here nor there with me. I think when you want a plate of food should be reflective of who you are.
Yeah. And what advice would you have for somebody who's maybe thinking of going into the hospitality industry
Run away.
or a chef?
No, not at all. No, if you've got a passion for food and service and hospitality, then definitely it's an amazing career. It's an amazing opportunity. It's don't be wrong, it is very demanding, and it's difficult.
Yeah.
It's a fine line, paying your bills, keeping the place afloat. It's not easy, and you get criticised all the time because like if somebody comes in for dinner, there could be 2 people eating starter, main course, dessert. That's 6 each time. They sit, you set a plate down in front of them, you're being criticised, you're being judged. So you need to have quite a strong personality for that, and realise that what, it's another day tomorrow.
Yeah, and that's a really good attitude to have. And do you think travel's important for a chef?
Absolutely, it just opens your. I think for anybody ever been a chef, I think everybody should travel. I think it should be part of a curriculum.
Yeah.
I think it should spend like never been P7 to the first year, second year, third year. I think it should be 2 years abroad. That interaction with other nationalities, seeing the food scene that is around this world is a gift. To be able to walk into another kitchen, maybe even in London or Germany, where I've had pleasure, and France, to be around other people with that same food, and you didn't speak a language. Ever been in Germany and not knowing a single word, but the fact you could just see everybody just the same goal.
Yes.
To make sure the food was good, and it's to be a part of that. It's so addictive, so addictive.
Yeah, and as you say, just even the experience in the different produce, how the different methods, the different ways people are using those foods.
As you said, most importantly, ingredients, because you just got to travel from one part of the to the next, and you'll see different produce. But see the likes of, say, France or Spain or Germany, like you travel from north to south, like the cooking skill it's amazing, like the diversity.
Yeah.
And we are a small island. And I think so. It's good to get out there and see just what else is out there.
Yeah, and incorporate it in because you can have that Irish twist on it with obviously produce from. Because
we have the produce we have here, but I think as well just to go out, like they eat pasta in Italy or the fucking bouillabaisse in Marseille. Like these are things you should do in your one. These are things, or eat sushi in Japan. I haven't done that one yet, but that's on my list. But I think you should. These are things that. That's what I want to do in life. I don't know what each to their own. That's what I'm all about. When I book a holiday, it's first and foremost about the food. I don't know where I'm going to be eating. Is the first thing I plan. It's not we're going to go to a beach or go and see the museum. And my partner may be like that. I'm more like we're having breakfast, lunch, dinner.
You've it all planned out.
That's so.
And do you cook much at home?
Yeah, I do. I would still cook. My days off. Like my daughter's down there, she's from over from university. She's working with me, so I'd always make a pot of soup. I made like I think it was Asian. It was like a chicken hot and sour soup in the house. I always have a pot of soup because they know everybody comes home and just whack it in.
Yeah.
Stick a bowl on, you know. And I think again a pot of soup's just one of them wee hugs.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know it is. And no matter
Just
what
the end
time
of the day,
year,
what you need. Yeah. After a hard day at work.
And it's always, look, it's a bit of chicken, a bit of veg in it. And it's good for you.
Yeah.
So as opposed to at home at night and sticking on pizza or toast or, nothing wrong with pizza or toast are both good things to eat, by the way. But you know, I think it's always something in the fridge that you just bang out quickly.
Yeah.
Or hummus. Actually, there's hummus in the fridge as well. I made so that's cooking, kind of cooking. Blitzing up chickpeas with garlic. Yeah, and that's another great country like Jerusalem. I've had the pleasure travelling there, and I find anywhere where there's good produce, there's great restaurants.
Yeah.
And it's all about the produce. You know, the chef is secondary.
Yeah.
He's just carrying it.
Yeah, you're right. In the Middle East, the flavours are so different, aren't they?
Yeah.
I mean, we lived in Dubai and Cairo for a while as well, and it's a completely different world in terms of flavours and how things are cooked.
No bacon and eggs in the morning.
No, definitely
soda.
not.
No sodas.
No soda bread. No, everything's flat bread.
Yeah. Which is lovely, but I love that whole meze kind of no breakfast with it. And you get a big whack of watermelon and fruit and olives. Yeah.
Yeah, taking you back now. You tomorrow morning, get up, that'll be your breakfast in the morning, taking you back. It's been lovely, Danny, to have a good chat to you. You make cooking and having thing in your fridge sounds so easy. So I need to get myself organised. I usually have a pizza in my fridge, so I need to get a bit better. And anybody wants to come down to the restaurant, maybe you want to tell us about your opening hours again, just to reiterate that?
Yeah, we're open Thursday evenings and we close Sunday at 4.
Brilliant.
So with breakfast, lunch and dinner Friday, Saturday, and breakfast and lunch on a Sunday. Over December we'll be open Wednesday and Thursday for lunch and dinner because of Christmas and we've already got bookings already. So
brilliant. And do you ever do functions or anything?
Yeah, we're hoping at some stage next year we start advertising for weddings and private functions. So we've got a big venue, it's 80 in the seats, so we could do probably 100.
Yeah, and can you imagine the backdrop of even just this for wedding photos and everything in and around Belfast?
In the balcony, it's lovely.
Yeah, really nice. Well, it's been great. Thank you so much for taking the time out of your busy kitchen
on
a Friday afternoon to chat to us. And if anyone wants to pop down and visit Stock Kitchen, make sure you do book online or pop down and feel of some of this gorgeous Irish food. And that's all from us today at Amazing Food and Drink, and we will be back with you again soon.